game time, ladies and gentlemen, guns and droids. Dang, it's great to be in the Empire today. Thank you so much for stopping by aboard the biggest and deadliest Star Destroyer, where a big update landed out of nowhere. JABBA has been added to the game. We have the Cassian Andor Omicron that was added, which is really cool. If you're a Pokemon fanatic like me, I think you're going to enjoy this a lot. And Gammorrean Guard, kind of as I predicted, is getting a rework. But big PSA, before you start going crazy, even though JABBA is currently added to the game, and it looks like you could play the event, which it looks like I can, for some reason you cannot farm tickets right now. Let me show you really quickly. So assuming they fix this today, we will be going live when they fix this, because right now you cannot farm dark side tickets. So for an example, I'll just go extreme. I'm gonna burn 20 right now. I'm not getting any sort of drop. So big PSA, if you're someone that hoarded up energy and are waiting to play and you thought it was time to farm, no, don't spend your energy right now, please. Oh my gosh, imagine people hoarding up all their energy and they're not getting tickets. So I'm not sure if this is intended or a bug. Maybe they just want to add JABBA, and then maybe tomorrow they'll allow us to start farming tickets. So hard to say right now, but whenever it does get fixed, I will be live. We'll be unlocking and testing. Right now, you can't unlock. You can do the first few tiers, but can't quite unlock them yet. But that's not what we're here for. We'll be up about that later on, but we do have to talk about Cassian today. The Cassian Andor show was dropped. Let me know what you guys think about it. I did record my initial impressions on the first 3 episodes of Mobile Gamer. Don't know when that's going to be up, so it looks like JABBA's going to be on the forefront, but perfectly timed with the TV show, and I love the Omicron here. Now, I know, yeah, you never thought I would say I love an Omicron and Territorials in the same sentence, but keep in mind, Territory Battles is getting a brand new event sometime soon this year, so it's probably gonna be a lot more important, and Territory Omicrons are probably gonna be a bigger deal than they were in the past. Oh, yeah, before we get going, I want to mention this. They finally made some of those relic changes for the carbonite circuit boards and bronzium wiring for relic 8 and 9 recipes. Nice to see that. Lando's event as well as Kersanta's marquee event are rerunning right now alongside Leia, since JABBA's now in the game. Also, Kersantan is kind of weird. I might need to go back in the database, but usually when the Galactic Legend comes out, all the marquee characters are farmable. You still can't farm Lando, and you can't farm Leia. However, Kersantan is now farmable on Cantina 7A, replacing Mission. And Mission, I kind of like this, as being farmed alongside Zalbar. If you have Mission, you're going to have Zalbar. If you need Zalbar, you need to have Mission. So it's kind of a nice little pairing they did there. I'm always up in the air if I like Cantina farms. Am I free to play? I kind of like it. I do get the argument that it takes away from your relic farming. It's kind of hit or miss. For me personally, I do enjoy Cantina farms because there's way too much stuff on hard nodes, in my opinion. Nonetheless, I want to put that out there. Let's check out this Cassian Andor Omicron. Long story short, if you play Pokemon, this guy's like Ditto. He is going to copy the enemy's kit and use it for himself. The way I can kind of describe this in Pokemon terms, it's like Ditto, where clones it to an opposing Pokemon, matches their skill set. Or if you play Marvel Strike Force, it's kind of like Mr. Sinister, who can kind of pick an enemy and clone them on their side of the team for Marvel Strike Force. It's kind of a hybrid of both those. Let me explain that. So we already know before the Omicron at the start of the encounter, Rebel allies are getting protection up for 3 turns. They're getting defense up. They're also getting potency up. Tank allies are getting tenacity up. If K2SO is present, they gain all these buffs. We know that. Here's where the new thing comes in. And remember, Territory Battles is going to become more important because of the rise of the Empire Territory Battle. At the start of battle, if all allies are Rogue One, again, key, needs to be all Rogue One. Cassian Andor takes a bonus turn, think of it like Wat Tambor, to disguise himself as an enemy until the end of the battle. And they clarify down here, what does disguise mean? When in Territory Battles with the Omicron upgrade, Cassian Andor will be granted an ability that transforms him into the specified enemy character, trading his normal abilities for theirs. He continues to be a light side Rebel Rogue One character while disguised, and he still counts as being Cassian, so he'll assist off of K2SO. Really cool stuff here. Moving on, while disguised, Cassian retains his unique ability and alignment and is part of the Rogue One faction, in addition to his disguised alignment and faction. At the start of each encounter, all Rebels will gain the defense up, potency up, and tenacity for 3 turns, so no longer do you have to be a specific affiliation, attacker, support, tank. You just get it. Whenever Cassian uses an ability, he gains 12% Terminator for each debuffed enemy. And there's going to be a lot of debuffs, especially with the Expose and all the other debuffs being thrown out there. He also inflicts ability block and buff immunity for 1 turn, and defense down, and healing immunity. So basically what his special ability would normally do outside of Territory Battles It's just going to happen every single time he's using any sort of ability. So I think that even includes him disguising himself with the bonus turn at the beginning. And then K2SO is also called to assist, dealing 97.8% more damage here. A little cheeky right there. So I think this is actually a brilliant kit idea. Kind of taking from Marvel Strike Force Ditto. I like the idea of cloning an opposing enemy and becoming them. I don't think it's going to take their stats. I think it's just mimicking their kit, and you're still going to have Cassian's individual stats here. So just putting it out there. Let's say there's a Lord Vader. I don't think there will be. Maybe. I don't know. We don't know what the opposing teams are going to be inside this new Territory Battles. You can literally just become Lord Vader and have all their abilities, which is pretty nuts. And it kind of leans into Cassian, as we're kind of noticing from the show. Cassian excels in disguise and infiltration. Boom, we're seeing that right here. Really, really cool stuff. And also, I got to make sure I show you guys this. We have JABBA's speed here. It looks like 365 speed is the base speed they're rocking with. And again, this is before you start throwing mods and all those other things on top of them here. Anyways, that was a complete side note. New updates coming in as we're chatting right now. So he's a bit slow. I think he might be the slowest Galactic Legend. Jedi Master Luke, I believe, had the slowest speed. And then JABBA's definitely not going to be up there in speed, which I guess from a lore standpoint makes sense. But this game is never based off lore 100% of the time. And here's the other part. Gammorrean Guard getting a rework. We mentioned it yesterday that he had a different profile. And I was like, yeah, he's probably getting a rework. And he kind of needs to be a part of the JABBA team. It's happening. So we're getting some reworks. Nothing new on the basic, but we're getting a new unique ability. We're getting a Territory Battle Omicron, and we're also getting a new special ability. Let's start with that. Punch through, cooldown of 3. This spell buffs, deal physical damage, and inflict expose on target enemy for 2 turns. And if the ally in the leader slot is HUD Cartel, which is what you probably will have with JABBA, and the target enemy is inflicted with thermal detonator or damage over time, remove 20% Terminator from them. So nice, we're getting some Terminator removal capabilities on this guy. Buff the spell, exposes. Again, things that kind of make him more usable inside of the JABBA team. It's kind of part of the core identity. And then moving on, we have Loyal Enforcer with the Zeta and Omicron. New unique ability. They had to write it 3 times, just so you guys know. At the start of the battle, Gammorrean Guard gains 10% max health for each other HUD Cartel ally. And as we saw with the JABBA kit, there's already a lot of health increases going on. And they're going to get protection up, which is based off max health. And for each HUD Cartel ally and stack of my kind of scum. So remember, each other, so it's not going to count himself. So right at the very beginning, 40% max health increases. And then whatever the HUD Cartel, the my kind of scum is out there. While he is active, enemies have minus 20% tenacity. Again, important because we want to be able to apply debuffs on the opposing team. Thermal detonators are going to be critical, so this is going to be nice. And passively having a baked-in tenacity down is kind of a big deal, if you ask me. And then if the ally in the leader slot is JABBA the Hutt, while Gammorrean Guard has defense up, you're getting 50% critical avoidance. And whenever Gammorrean Guard loses taunt, he gains defense up for 2 turns. And whenever JABBA uses his special ability, if he is taunting, he's going to be able to recover health. And JABBA, although not the fastest Galactic Legend, is still a Galactic Legend with a good chunk of speed on them. And we'll be able to get this going as often as possible. And remember, with the JABBA kit, there's already a variety of other benefits for tanks on top of it. So you're going to be getting a lot of great stuff here. And if the ally in the leader slot is HUD Cartel, whenever another HUD Cartel ally falls below 70% health, while Gammorrean Guard has defense up, he taunts and gains protection up, 100% protection up for 2 turns. And that's where the defense up kind of plays an important role, getting as much reactive taunting in there as possible, kind of like a Royal Guard, so to say. But protect them again. Don't sleep on this. It's based off of max health, which we're getting a lot of ways to amplify that throughout the kit. And on top of that, here we have Territory Battle Omicrons. Right now, the JABBA the Hutt has a Omicron for Grand Arena. We got an Omicron for Territory with Lando. We have an Omicron for Raids with Leia. Now we're going to have a Territory Battle Omicron, and we'll have to wait and see. But again, likely Territory Battle Omicrons are going to be a big deal here. So Gammorrean Guard's going to get an extra 50% critical avoidance, defense, and tenacity. Other HUD Cartel allies have plus 50% max health and max protection. The first time each other HUD Cartel ally falls below 50% health, they gain damage immunity. Very nice to have. Remember, we already got damage immunity baked things inside of JABBA's kit, as we saw the other day, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. And if the ally in the leader slot is HUD Cartel and not the Gammorrean Guard, so you better not have Gammorrean Guard in the leader ability. Whenever they use an ability, Gammorrean Guard is going to be assisting. So a lot of nice things going on here. Again, this is a requirement. It's great to see that it's going to be working within the JABBA team, so it kind of maintains the identity. Because one thing I didn't like about Lord Vader the core team isn't really Lord Vader related. Maul and Lord Vader really never had a thing going on here. It's nice thing they're kind of keeping to some sort of a theme. Although, to be fair, Leia, I never imagined her to be part of the core JABBA team. Anyways, I'll keep you guys up to date. I'm waiting for this game to possibly fix this. I don't want to keep guessing if this has been fixed, but as it stands, it looks like we're not getting any tickets whatsoever out of the dark side farm. So I'll keep you guys up to date. And the second we can start farming tickets, we're going to go all in on the event. We'll unlock JABBA day one, and we're also going to be able to get the ultimate ability and do lots and lots of testing. But until then, guys, yeah, there we go. Nice little giggling going on there. Thank you guys for stopping by. Let me know your thoughts. I think this is all cool stuff. I'm really interested in the Cassian thing. I'm also curious to see how the show gets off. It hasn't wowed me yet, but also I'm not mad about it. I'm looking forward to the next episodes. But nonetheless, hopefully JABBA lets us play with him here very shortly. But until then, always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today.